Hello to everyone who have subscribed to our channel. Thank you for subscribing. It's really important to us. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like and share, and be sure to make comments. Now, before I get started, I just want to say that this is not the normal part of my videos. I'm going to talk about COVID-19 and why we're walking across the United States and all of that. So it may be kind of the negative stuff too. And I promised in our videos that I would keep that to an absolute minimum so you can enjoy just the regular videos. So if you want to stay true to that, then just don't watch this one. The reason I wanted to take a couple minutes and with you is because I've had some people in the comments ask, why are we walking across the United States while the virus is spreading across the United States? I kind of almost feel like that's kind of like, well, why are you possibly spreading the virus? And that's a really important question and a good concern because when you think of people traveling and there's travel bans and all of that, that's what you think, is that people are either carrying the virus or they're bringing it back home and they're spreading it that way. If I felt that was the case, we would stop. First of all, we have our home, so we're following all of the laws. There's things that are, the way to look at this would be, you know, you've got the legal obligations you have to fulfill, and the common sense ones, and then the ethical ones or the moral ones. You know, are you willing to kill someone by knowingly spread the disease or take a high chance? And if at any point any of those are offering us or preventing us from going further, we will just stop. Absolutely. Marvy and I live in the van. We've been living in the van for almost 9 months. We have a lot of water, and we have at least 2 weeks of food at any given point. So we could do that. And we have thought about it. In fact, right now we're at Brenda and Gary's farmhouse. It's right here in New York State, and they are letting us stay here. They've given us a power cord so I can run my batteries and do all of my internet. They let us go in, and there's a bathroom right inside the door, and take showers. We can use their laundry facilities, and we even dine with them it's a large table, maintaining that social distancing. We're very aware not to get close to each other, and we wipe down things. So we're pretty comfortable with that. But other than that, when we travel, the reason I feel comfortable with this is that, you know, first of all, let's talk about the law. The law says that you need to stay home, but you should go out in small groups of 1 or 2 to get exercise. Well, we live in the van, and our van is our home. We have no other home. It's not like there's an option. I even think sometimes that if the police pull us over and go, you got to go home, it's like, it's right there. You know, no, I mean, home is like, we don't have a home. We don't have a family or a place to go to. And I don't want to run the risk of being around those people anyway, either potentially giving it to them or them giving it to us because they have a neighbor stop by or they go to the store. The probability of going to someone's house to stay long term with their family and people coming by just creates a higher probability. So we are staying home. We are in the van. And as far as walking, well, if I'm walking across the United States, I'm getting quite a lot of exercise. I'm also physically, are we social distancing ourselves? Well, you know, I don't think any statistics have come up yet showing that the virus can jump from me to a car going by me at 40 miles an hour or at 60 miles an hour. I am very isolated. Marvy does not go into stores. You know, we stay in the van. She stays in the van and stays like a couple miles behind me, or she might jump up 5 miles ahead of me. And we pretty much are self-contained units. So that's kind of how we are. Now, if you still don't think that's good, think about it, really. If a lot of Americans, especially in bigger cities or even smaller cities, will live in apartment buildings that may have maybe 10 floors, and there may be, let's just keep the math simple, 10 apartments on each floor. You've got 100 apartments. Say the average is 3 people in each apartment on average. Well, okay, now you've got 300 people. You live on the 7th floor. You're getting into an elevator about that big, that 300 people who go out to places, come back in, touch the elevator buttons, breathe, touch the fabric, shake things, move around, or maybe it's not empty and you're in with them. So I believe that most people have a much higher chance of spreading the virus than we do. So, like I said, if there's any feeling, and we may get it, I may have it at some point, but after all of these weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of walking, we have absolutely no symptoms. And I think it's because we practice we're extremely diligent in our social distancing with people. If we get groceries or water or anything, we'll go to like a Walmart, but we go in, or a, what do they call that other one? Price Choppers. And they open the store an hour before the general public for the old people. And so that's when I go in. Stop that. I go in early in the morning, and Marvy does not come in. She's not allowed to come in because that doubles our chances of potentially getting something. I go in with a list of things I need to buy, and I go straight for those things. And like this morning, I went to a Walmart, and you get those sanitizing wipes, and I wipe down the cart. I get everything, no bags. We don't put anything in bags. I just load it into the cart, and then I go out to the van. Marvy opens the door. Before I leave the Walmart, I go back to that container and grab about 6 or 7 of those sanitizing rags, wipes, and when I hand her the things, I wipe down the things with the rag that I know we're going to use within the next 2 or 3 days, and she takes them and puts them in the van, so they're sanitized. The other things that we might have, like maybe an extra bag of rice or 400 rolls of toilet paper, no, but I mean other things that we're not going to use right away, like an extra bag for Jackson for his dog food, I stick in the very back through the back doors, and the virus will, if there is a virus, it will die. So we are very diligent with that, and we follow all of the legal reasonings behind all of that. And same thing, you shop, you have to go to the store, and you run the same risks we do, and I'm sure you're trying to minimize them. So the idea of just because I'm walking across the country and Marvy's driving me in with the van, we don't see, and I know there's going to be people that say, no, that's not true. You're going to carry the virus one town to the next, and worst case scenario is, if that was true, which I think is very, very low probability, there's no difference between me running that risk and you staying in an apartment building or a community where you talk to people or see, and then you're still going to give it to other people, whether it's here or there. But anyway, my whole point is walking across the country, being extremely isolated. I think we're doing a really good job with this. I am very, very, and even gas, if I need gas. So the foods and water's taken care of. If we need gas, you go to the pump, you've got your debit card. So I don't even see people at the gas stations. At the most, I will walk into a gas station if we're going to stay in one, like a mini mart thing. I stand back and I explain who I am. We no longer give out our business cards now. We don't want to do that because of the virus. So we stand back, we explain the situation, we let them know that the state police, who are always stopping and we're being called on, I don't know why, but they all know who we are and what we're doing, and we tell the stores that, and 90% of the stores are okay with it, and if they aren't, then we just move somewhere else. We stayed at a Dollar General store the other night, and they were absolutely wonderful. So everything's really good with us. We're healthy. We've been staying with these people for about 2 or 3 days. Brenda's an amazing chef. We've had great food, home cooking. She is making so many of these masks. I'm going to have it in a video in about 2 weeks for the Syracuse Hospital. She's paying for a lot of this stuff herself. If she can sell the masks to help support buying the materials, she'll do that. But generally all the labor, and they're really cool masks with inserts, filter inserts. So anyway, they're really great people. We're about ready to go into the Finger Lakes. Finger Lakes are only the actual line that separates us from eastern New York and all of these hills and mountains we've been going over. And the line is right here about a half a mile away, and that's where the Finger Lakes begin. So I expect everything's going to be much smoother there. So we plan on staying here about another 2 days because I've got to drill a hole in through my ceiling and to bring the solar cables in so we can charge while Marvy's driving. Right now we've just been leaving the back door open just a little bit to feed the cable through, and it's a pain in the butt. So we don't want to do that. So I'm going to drop the cable down in here so we can charge our battery while we're on the road. Again, thanks you guys for asking. I forgot the woman's name, but thank you for asking that question, because if you asked it, it probably is going through the minds of all of our viewers. And so again, the legal stuff we're doing, if I at any time feel that I would give this, and I do my homework. A good friend of mine, Scott, is so great with his Facebook page. He posts everything about the virus and kind of facts check stuff, I think, before he posts it. So I get really good information on, and I've really watched how this disease affects people, and I would never wish that on my worst enemy. Nah, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. So no, I'm serious. I wouldn't. One name comes to mind, but I wouldn't wish it on him. And but no, I would not wish it on my worst enemy. So morally and ethically also, if we feel at any time we're going to run that risk, we wouldn't. And also my wife, get out of here. My job is to protect my wife, and maybe her job is to protect me too, but I would never do anything to put her at risk either. And I honestly feel staying in an apartment or in a city area or someplace is bad. Oh, and the final thing, we can't really stay here forever. They're kind for a couple days, but it's like fish. You start to smell bad after a couple days, so you move on, you know. But I'm really kind of irritated, and if any of you work for the parks and state forests and our government, what the hell are you doing shutting these parks down and these campgrounds down? And there are millions of people who live in RVs and campers and stuff, and these sites should be opened. You know, have the water running. Maybe not the facilities, lock the doors. People will poop in buckets, wrap them in bags, throw it in the trash like you pick up your dog do. But water's important, and just a campsite. I think if we had a campsite that I could get internet access to, because I have to work, that would be great. But there isn't. So I've got a job to do. I'm walking across America. I'm really trying to take that. If I can do it safely, I want to have you guys to have a place that you can log on and enjoy yourselves and watch these videos. It's really important, I feel, that you have some form of entertainment. So yeah, this was kind of shitty and negative, and I said I wouldn't talk about that, but I warned you before the video started that it wasn't going to be the normal video. So thanks for listening, and please make your comments. If you disagree with me and you don't want your comments erased and blocked, just form constructive criticism and share your opinions, because I value your opinion as well as those that may agree with me. Okay, so be safe, wash your hands, and don't make any new friends. You know, don't go out and party or drink or anything. It's a tough time for us. So I hope everybody to be safe during this time, and we'll see you at the next video. Thanks for watching.